Michael A. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan can have me any which way. Any which way they see fit. Smoke, Stack, Elijah, Elias, whichever. They can have me. Hi friends, welcome back to Shelby and the Book Club. I'm Shelby Monet, and last night my mother and I went to go see Sinners. Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan are a match made in heaven. Phenomenal movie. I actually want to go see it again. But the first thing that came to my mind were books. I can't help it. My mind works in song lyrics and books, and the movie covered the music part for me. I got the book part. So in this video, I am going to go over some book recommendations for some historical fantasies that came to mind after watching Sinners, and some just regular historical fiction that are at the top of my brain that really kind of cover the essence of this movie. So if you like to hear it, here it go. All books will be linked down below in the underneath bar. It is called the underneath bar because it is underneath the video, okay? All links in the description box do support me and this channel. So if you like what you see, if you want to buy a book, I got a ton of links and lists and stuff down below for you. Let's get into it for real this time. The first book that comes to mind is Ring Shout by P. Djeli Clark. And unfortunately, I have not read that one. So I'm putting this at the top of the list as a reminder for all of us to read that immediately. I am probably going to grab a copy in a few days and just sit down and dive deep into it, because I know that is probably the book that is going to give the most accurate Sinners vibe. I mean, that movie is it's going to be in my mind for a while. I want to start with the books that sort of meet the time period, but also meet this theme that Sinners have about this connection between the past and the present, and how all of these things are linear for us as Black people, right? So the first book that came to mind was Trinity by Zelda Lockhart. This tells the story of a family from the perspective of a spirit that is waiting to be born again into this family. So this spirit has lived in some of the generations, but has also watched the generations of men in this family make certain mistakes, repeat certain things, and go through certain generational traumas, that once that spirit is born, has the task of undoing all of that. This is a phenomenal book. I don't see it spoken about enough. It is one of my favorite books. It's Zelda Lockhart did her big one with this. I highly suggest you read this, especially if you're a fan of historical fiction and you like Jesmyn Ward, you like Toni Morrison, you like let's see who else comes to mind. Zora Neale Hurston. Like, if you like those types of historical fiction, because there are levels to historical fiction, this is the book for you. It's well written and the story is really, really, really good. Then we have one that is a new release. Shout out to I can't even get my words together. Shout out to HarperCollins for sending this to me. I am blown away by this book. I haven't recorded a book review yet because everything just sounds like a bunch of gibberish in my mind. The reason that this came to mind is because when watching Sinners, I wanted more of some of the love stories that were in this movie. This gives that. This gives that 100,000%. You have to read it. It starts off with a couple in their engagement party in 2019, and he gives his fiance a letter from one of his ancestors. It is a family heirloom. It is a letter of his ancestor writing to her love that she was separated from during the war in 1865. that person comes back and she is nowhere to be found. And then we go on this generational journey through them trying to find each other, what happened throughout the generations because of some of the things that they did and didn't do, and so on and so forth. This is going to give you what you're missing in the love aspect of Sinners, as well as just giving you the historical fiction vibes and all of that. This is very good. Also very historically accurate, but also rich in art also as well. This one is good. It comes out April 22nd. You need this. You need this big time. Next, I have On the Rooftop. The cover of this book is filthy. I swear I take care of my books. I promise I do. This is one that I want to reread. This tells the story of a group of sisters that are singers. So although there is no magic system in this, this is going to give you the musical vibe that you're looking for. Also with a little bit of mess. Okay? And we all like a little mess in a book from time to time. But this will give you the musical juke joint vibes that you are looking for. Maybe not juke joint, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it's going to give you supper club music, all that kind of jazz. Okay? Next, again, something that is time period accurate. The Mayor of Maxwell Street. This is a mystery. It is a thick one, but it is going to give you what you are looking for in reference to the time period. Okay, so no magic, but these are going to give you the same time period type of vibe. Nellie Sawyer is the daughter of the wealthiest Negro in America, whose affluence catapulted his family to the heights of Black society. After an unexpected death of her brother, Nellie becomes the premier debutante overnight. But Nellie has aspirations beyond societal influence. In marriage, for the past year, she has worked undercover as an investigative journalist, sharing the achievements and tribulations of everyday Black people living in the shadow of Jim Crow. Her latest assignment thrust her into the den of a dangerous vice lord, the so-called Mayor of Maxwell Street. Now, in Sinners, there is a criminal aspect to it. This is going to get you right with that. Now, let's get into the stuff that has magic. There are vampires in the Sinners. And when I say I want Black creatures, the Sinners is what I mean. But I haven't come across a book that does the same thing. So these books do have magic in them. They do have fantasy in them. They don't have vampires. We still working on that one. And I know some people are probably going to tell you Immortal Dark didn't hit the mark for me. There are some other books that do have Black vampires in it, but not in the way that Sinners does. So first up, The Reformatory by Tanana Reeve Dew. This is a perfect horror to me. It covers race. It covers history that maybe you might not know. It talks about a reformatory school in Florida that was real. And we follow a little boy who gets sent there wrongfully. And he can see and talk to ghosts. And the ghosts that are on this property are telling a story of their own. It's spooky, but it is rich in history. The writing is good. It might make you a little mad, but it's going to, like, it just pulls you in. Tanana Reeve Dew has a way of just pulling you in. And the town that she writes about in this book, in The Reformatory, she writes about across her work. So if you enjoy this, I also suggest you read her collection of short stories. There are a few of them. I'll put them on the screen. This is good. Now, The Improvisers. Nicole Glover. This is an author that I don't see y'all talking about almost ever. She has a lot of historical fantasy. And the series has two other books in it, The Conductors and The Undertakers. It is the Murder and Magic series. You don't have to read them together, or in order, I should say. You can read them however you want. But this is essentially, this feels like The Sinners. It's not as dark as The Sinners is. In content, I'll say, like, all three of her books are a little bit lighter. They lean more on the mystery side, I want to say, opposed to horror, the way that Sinners may lean. But time period, it gives you a very interesting magic system where they use the constellations to do magic, which is really, really cool to me. Like, they have to draw the sigils in the sky. This particular one is about Velma Fry, who is a pilot, but she's also a former bootlegger, and she works in finding solving magical crimes, and it's just really freaking cool. And again, the first two books, The Conductors, The Undertakers, are also really good. I read them. These are also a good in between, so they technically are considered YA, but they don't feel YA when you read them. So these are safe to read with your kids if you want to, like your older kids. I want to say like 13 and above ish. Next, one that I have not read, but I like this author a lot. Reader Woods has a book called, I was fixing to lie to y'all real bad and say that I knew what the name of this book was. What is the name of her? I'm gonna put it on the screen. I'm gonna put it on the screen. But she also writes historical fantasy. So this one, The Last Dreamwalker, it says, in the wake of her mother's passing, Layla Hurley unexpectedly reconnects with her mother's sisters, women she hasn't been allowed to speak to or of in years. Her aunts reveal to Layla that a Gullah Geechee island off the shore of South Carolina now belongs to her. As Layla digs deeper into her mother's past and the mysterious island's history, she discovers that the terrifying nightmares that have plagued her throughout her life and tainted her relationship with her mother and all of her family are actually a power passed down through generations of her Gullah ancestors. She is a dream walker, able to inhabit the dreams of others and to manipulate them. We love a good magic system. Like, Black people, Black characters that can do magic, that can talk to the other side, that can, like, I don't know, like, I feel like we were taught to denounce the magic that is inherently in our culture. We were taught that it was demonic. We were taught that we shouldn't do it, forcing us to assimilate to the religious rules and societal standards that would force us to be subservient. And I love books like this that turn that on its head, that challenge that idea. This is high up on my list also as well. Next, two books by another author that y'all don't talk about enough. First, The Monsters We Defy by Leslie Penelope. I always want to say Penelope. And then we have Daughters of the Merciful Deep by the same author. I don't know why I don't hear y'all talk about her more. I don't know why, like, especially in cases like this where we are looking for specific books that cover magic and Black characters in fantasy. I don't know why y'all don't talk about her more. The Monsters We Defy, the main character can speak to ghosts on the other side, and her and a group of found family end up having to solve a mystery that a ghost on the other side kind of put into place. All of these kids and people are going missing, and they are kind of like zoning out, kind of like zombies, and just doing the bidding of this particular person. And she finds out that it has something to do with our ancestors on the other side. And she and her band of misfits go to solve it. It is funny. There is some music in here. The different powers and magic that they have is really, really cool. I think you'll enjoy this one. Daughters of the Merciful Deep is basically about Lake Lanier. So this girl has not spoken since she was 11 years old when this big event happens, and then this guy pops up in town. Again, basically about Lake Lanier. It's creepy, but again, the magic system. I love when Black people have powers or inherit powers, or we're being taught how to use them. Next, one of my all-time favorite authors, Victor LaValle. Lone Women is perfect for sinners. Perfect. There is a creature, possibly a sibling that is a creature, maybe, who knows, and a main character who has been trying to keep this creature a secret for a very long time, all her life, and something big happens and she has to move, and this thing is living in her steamer trunk. And what will you do to hide all of your secrets is mostly the theme of this. But something that, the reason that this book in particular popped into my mind is because there are Asian characters in Sinners. And I don't think a lot of people know that not only in the South, but out West, our cultures are very much intertwined with our Asian cousins. And this goes into that history. This also goes into the history of what it was like for Blacks moving west and having their own property and what that was like. This is a very good book. Honestly, some of the best fantasy / horror that I've read comes from Victor LaValle. He's very, very well written. You also can tell that he does a lot of research on the time periods that he is writing about, which I think is really important. The girls are writing books in 7 to 10 business days, and we can tell. We can definitely tell. Last but certainly not least, a book that I actually didn't like, but I think it'll meet the mark for some of you. Junie by Erin Crosby Eckstein. I think that's how you pronounce her name. This has magical realism in it. The main character is living on a plantation that she has lived on her entire life, and she is trying to figure out how to prevent herself from being separated from her family. And in order to do that, she is in communication with her sister's ghost. So I think this might meet the mark for some of you also as well. I didn't like it for reasons that I still am not comfortable sharing on the internet. But just because I didn't like it don't mean that y'all ain't gonna like it. Okay? If you guys want a video of paranormal romance, I can do that in a separate vid. Just let me know in the comments if that's what you want. If you have any other recommendations, whether it be historical fantasy, historical fiction, or any of the like, let me know in the comments. If no one has told you today, I love you. You're kind, you are smart, you are important. If to no one else, to me. Bye, friends.